back with another process video. Today I'm going to be starting out with a cut file. I just, in the Silhouette Studio, just chose a font and typed out 87. I offset it so I could have the inside and also a border. Right here I'm going through some scrap pieces of paper and also some little 6x6 pieces that came in my Noel Mignon kit in February. These are the papers that I'm going to use, some of them. Most of them are from the Heart Day collection from Crate Paper. I am going to pull out a little square punch and just punch a whole bunch of squares out of all of those pattern papers. Right here, okay, so the photo I'm using, it is an old photo. It's not very good. I did try and scan it to kind of alter it a little bit. Didn't work that well, so that's okay. This is a photo of my grandma, and it was on her 87th birthday. She has since, I mean, this is years and years and years ago. She has since passed away. So this is probably 10 years ago, I think. I did not put a date on it, so I am going to have to go back and do that. So right here is where I'm punching out the squares. What I'm going to do is line those up on the big solid bits of the numbers. I reckon I could have cut quite a bit of this out. It looks like over there on the left I have my tablet sitting there. I am scrapping with some of my YouTube friends. They don't know I'm scrapping with them, but I was scrapping with them on this day. Alright, so here's where I go ahead and start arranging these. Now what I'm going to do is just kind of arrange them in rows, glue them down, and then trim off the excess. I do cut the majority of that out. I do that with the 7 and I do that with the 8 as well. That is just, that tape runner I'm using is just a Tombow tape runner. This editing isn't the best. It is Friday, it is 5:59 a.m. I am fixing to leave to go to work, but we are going to be going out of town. And even though I previously said I'm going to do all these voiceovers, I'm going to get all these done, I didn't. So now this next week, I don't have anything to go up. And because I was planning on, doing this over the weekend, but things happen. So we have to go take care of some stuff for Jim's family. Okay, so right here is where I'm showing you what the numbers look like after I put down the squares and then trim them up. I am going to take the outline border. This right here is just a piece of paper that came out of a 12 by 12 paper pad that I didn't think I would ever use. I'm just using the white side of it. Anyways, I'm going to take out that Scotch foam tape and cut little bits to go behind the outline of the 7, the 8, and also the inside circles, ovals, drops looking bits on the back of those outlines, just so they pop up off of that. They pop up off of the solid numbers. And it does take a while to do because I have to cut them in teeny tiny little strips to line them on that border. Right there I just stuck down that 7 and then I cut out sticking down the 8. Okay, so here's where I pull out the Scotch foam tape and start cutting it into little bits and line it all the way around. This did take quite some time to do. I'm going to pop off the backing of all that foam tape and just sit it down on top of the numbers. Like so. Okay, so this layout is, I didn't really write any journaling on it. I didn't really have a story. This was just Grandma's 87th birthday. I don't think I've done a page about my grandma before, so she has not made it in any of my albums yet. So I'm going to pop this one in there. Here is a slow-mo of this is what it looks like. You can see where the outlines are raised up on that foam tape. All right, so I had already went, oh no, I'm not doing that right now. I still have some of those squares left. I am going to line up those squares, just a row of them on the bottom of my layout. I don't end up stitching or anything on this. There is just little squares of pattern paper. This was just like an afterthought. I had all those squares left over. So I was like, meh, I'm going to use those on the bottom. So I did. And that is what it looks like. Okay, so I pull out the photo of my grandma, and I'm going to put foam tape on the back part of the photo because the photo is going to sit on top of those numbers that have the foam tape on the outline. So I have to put foam tape behind little pieces of the photo that are not on there so it doesn't dip down. Right there I showed you some fabric glue. I took a piece of silk ribbon that came in the Noel Mignon kit and just ran a strip of it along the top. Here I had already pulled out some embellishments that were in that kit that I thought I might want to use. I do use that chipboard banner up at the top. It says I love you, and I'm going to use this little unicorn, horsey unicorn, and set it right down there by her photo. Here are some little word strips. I do end up using a few of those. I used You Shine, Remember This, Celebrate Each Day, and Love This. I'm going to put 4 of them down in just random spots. Here I am tying this little piece of string through the tag. I did put a tassel on that string, and I just kind of wanted to loop it around a little bit. I don't actually think it is tied. It's just kind of looped, and I glue it down. So there's that tassel. And I really liked how that looked. So I thought, well, I'm going to use another tassel. So I tried to take the string and loop it around again with another tassel on it. I was going to sit it underneath one of those words. It didn't work out. So just one tassel on this layout. That might be the first tassel I've used on a layout. Now I've gotten several of the tassels in like kits. I don't know if I've ever actually bought any. And I think this might be the first one I've actually used on a layout. Right here I'm showing you these LE Studios letters, and I'm just going to spell out Grandma Grace and put it down there at the bottom. Right here I'm showing you my fine line bottle, indicating that I am going to glue these down, and I'll be right back. I am going to use some of these gold puffy hearts that were in this Pebbles pack. That also came in the kit from February. And I'm going to give those a little scatter around the page. Over on the right hand side of my screen, those are Heart Day little puffy hearts. I used some of the pattern papers with the little heart faces on them, so I thought those tied in really well. Anyways, over on the right hand side of my screen, you can see these little black gems. They are recollections. I am going to put some of those down around the page. I do cut out most of that because they are very fiddly. They have adhesive on, you have to cut them off. They have adhesive on the back, so I had to pull the adhesive off because it kind of extends past the gem, and I didn't care for that, so I had to peel all the adhesive off, and I had to cut those off the paper. It takes a long time when I use those. So I do scatter those around the page, just a few of them. After I do that, I don't do anything else to this layout. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.